Hi everyone, thanks for joining us again. I just thought I'd give you a bit of a rundown on the repair that we did to the head, and this shows the original damage, then a bit of a clean up. Then after that, the head was, the heads were welded. Some of the spots on the O-ring, around the O-rings, weren't tidy, so we decided to tidy all that up. And here you can see the seats fitted by the boys down there at Adelaide Cylinder Heads, and I just pretty much just dressed what was left. That ridge around the inlet seat was blended. So, and there you have the final chamber all done. So yeah, that proved to work out pretty good. Remill the heads obviously because of the welding on the face, and then the hoops were fitted. What a fun job that was. We started at 7 o'clock on a Friday night and finished at 2 in the morning at Johnny Miola's workshop. Thanks to him, we're able to get the hoops fitted, but I wouldn't be putting my hand up to do too many of those. It's a very time consuming job. Anyway, we got the short together, and this thing just fought us all the way. There was always some little issue because we're in a hurry. Things were that would normally have been done weren't done, so right until the last minute fitting the engine, we were up against it. So anyway, managed to get the engine in, our new clutch, thanks to Sean and Kerry Kennedy, fitted and adjusted, and looking pretty good. So we fired her up at home, literally on a Thursday night before the event, and pretty much the engine was still warm when we loaded, and next morning headed off to the track. So it was a real last minute thing. It's not really ideal, but there it is, firing it up, checking the timing, and just some basic stuff, and in the bus she went. So really happy that we made it. That was the most important thing. And this is actually our second pass that we did on the Saturday night. Everything looked great, so we were ready for our second run. The first run, it ran a 6.6 on and off the throttle, rattling tyres and all sorts of stuff. So this pass wasn't really much better. We still had the rattle. We were still getting on top of this new clutch, and Paul and Gary working hard to work out what to do, but at least we weren't burning 80 thou off the clutch. We're back to the real numbers of 4 and 6 thou. Probably could slip a little bit more, but at the end of the day, we're quite happy with the way the clutch is operating now. We're back to where we are. I'll let you listen to this run against Craig Glasby. We did manage to win that one, but it wasn't ideal. Look, we're on off the throttle, as was Craig, so none of us had a perfect run, and unfortunately Craig hurt his engine on that pass. He was trying that hard to beat the small block. No, I'm joking. Anyway, we got the car back, looked at the filter. There was a small amount of debris in there, but not enough to be concerned with, so we decided to go again. Serviced the engine, got the car ready, and warmed it up, as you can see here. As we didn't have time to machine the crankshaft for clearance, we're about 1 thou tight on what we would like, so it was important for us to get heat in the engine, because as you know, with the heat, the clearances grow with an aluminium block, so even though it's got a steel cap. But anyway, we turned it around, we got it ready, and we headed out for the second round against Jake Donnelly. And Jake's in the funny car. He'd been running in the 70s. So we actually thought if we can get a good run and the driver did his job, we were in with a chance at going around again. But unfortunately, he was pretty slick on the lights and made a bit more power and around a 560. But here it is. Look, while we're happy with the run, because it did rattle slightly, I managed to drive through that. Happy with the numbers, a few PBs and some of the increments there. So that made us very happy right up until we saw that. Look, we've come to the conclusion that this block just isn't up to the task. The block itself is fine. It's a billet dart block, but the main cap arrangement just doesn't suit what we're doing. If you can imagine the crankshaft trying to push out the bottom of the block and bending the cap, then the parting line area bends inwards, the bearing grabs the crank, and then you have all that crap in the filter. So we're at a point where we need to start looking at what's out there and stronger. I think we're onto that. There's a block out there called CN, which is a forged block. And certainly going by our data, which shows that the tune-up is still soft, we've overcome the power of this block. But the positives are the clutch is now responding to our moves. The extra surface area is working, and also the rocker stands that we had made out of chrome moly, they're proven to be working fine too. We're not seeing any chafing on the head surface to the rocker stand. And here we have my daughter Isabella and her husband Danny. They're always at the track with us, and Izzy's expecting a baby, so that's quite exciting as well. In this photo we have on the left Ben Thompson. Now Ben and his wife Tash run a business called BWTE Electrical, and they've been sponsors for a couple of years, and without their help and all of our sponsors, not taking anything away from any of our other sponsors, we just can't do this on our own. It's an expensive game to play at this level, where you're really pushing the parts sometimes beyond their limit, as we've seen earlier. So if you were thinking of getting behind a team, I can assure you we're a very, very hard-working team. We've got a lot of knowledge between us. Some of our team members have worked on many other vehicles, as I have as well. So if you're looking to sponsor a car and the added potential of being involved in setting a world record, we're determined to get there. I'd like to do it before I'm really, really old. And that's happening quite quick. So we would really love to speak to anyone out there that's looking to get their name on a car out there, big or small. Love to talk. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching the show again, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.